Hey, how you doing? I'm Jess. I noticed that you're kind of cute. Sometimes you just want to have some fun, and I'd really like to have some fun with you. I could take my top off. You like that, don't you? You could take your top off. Maybe your jeans too. I'd like to watch you doing stuff while I do stuff. Maybe you shouldn't. You're being recorded. Understand?
Gorgeous, isn't she? Yeah, she works for me.
You're being blackmailed.
Your contacts have been downloaded. The film will be shared with your friends, your family, your workmates,
Everyone you know.
Unless you pay.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, Break the Ice. I hope everyone is fantastic today. First thing I want to say is thank you for everybody that is liking and commenting and sharing and subscribing to the channel. If you are new here, please hit subscribe. We're on the road. We're on the road to 20,000, which is unbelievable. Really overwhelmed with how well the channel has grown. So thank you to everybody. Sun is shining again in Manchester. Unbelievable. What a rare treat. Okay, so this video is about a warning about a scam which has been going around for a few years now. And it's a scam which I was targeted with. And the reason why I'm speaking about it today is because I got an email yesterday and I was asked to read it out, which I will do. And I read this email and I was like, no way. This was attempted on me. And I did make a video a few years about this, but I took it down because I was very new to YouTube. I had a crappy camera, bad setup, no beautiful background like this. So I got rid of it, sadly. But it's very important. So I'm doing it again, but in more detail. And it actually has a lot more meaning now because of adolescence. A lot of parents are thinking more now about what is going on in their children's bedrooms. What are they watching on the phones? What are they watching on the internet? What are they absorbing? So this is a great time to actually make this video again, but in a much better way, because the quality of the first one I did was shite with a capital shit. So I'm going to tell you about the scam, then I'm going to read the email, and then I'm going to talk about my experience with it and how to avoid this, and that this conversation, this scam needs to be made aware of with your youngsters, okay? It's called sextortion, and it is the extortion of money from youngsters through basically webcam. Fake profiles get you on webcam and they will seduce teenagers, and they will do things, they will ask you to do things, but it isn't actually the person you think it is on the other end of the camera, if you will. So the email I got said, when my son, when he was 14, he was targeted by an online PDF file, but it was actually an AI female image. I think it's not an image, it's a video. It's like a fake, I think they take it from webcam sites. And they were encouraging him to do certain sexual things. Once that happens, the camera then flipped to a middle-aged man who tried blackmailing him into doing more sexual stuff, saying that they would share what had just happened online and with the parents if he didn't do more stuff. Right, furthermore, doesn't say it in this email, they asked for money. A lot of people are falling for this, and this has taken people's lives. This has taken people's lives. It is a scary thing to be targeted with. Never mind actually falling for it. So what happens is you will be added online, on Facebook or whatever it may be. If you're a male, you'll be added by a beautiful female, okay? And that will obviously make you feel good about yourself, confident, raise your self-esteem. They will then start talking to you on Messenger. And it'll be a normal conversation, just a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And like I said, this was attempted on me. So this beautiful lady adds me. Single man at the time. Let's accept that request. Starts chatting to me. It's like, bloody hell, this is my lucky day. Then they build it for a bit, talking normally, and then they go, "Do you want to go on webcam? You know, get to know each other a bit on webcam." So go on webcam, and again, it's just normal. But you can't hear them, by the way. That's something to point out. There's no audio on theirs, right? They will then say, "Do you want to get a little bit kind of rude and all that kind of stuff," right? And they start to reveal themselves. They take their top off and stuff like that. You know, I don't need to spell it all out, but they start to reveal themselves, right? And you're sat there as a red-blooded male thinking, it's my lucky day, like, how's this happened to me, right? So then they are very, very desperate for you to do the same, right? And bear in mind, you're not asking them to take their top off. They are very adamant that they would like to do that. So that was the first red flag for me. That was, who does that? Who just goes on webcam and then just starts to do that without you even saying anything of that kind of ilk? They will then say, ask for you to do the same, right? So they asked me to do the same, okay? And I was like, I'm not really comfortable with doing this. And I started to think, I'm not behind the door. I'm not stupid, and I know that shit goes on in this world. And if you look through this channel, you can see that shit goes on in this world. And I didn't trust this lady on the webcam. So I said, put 3 fingers up, right? And they couldn't do it. Put 3 fingers up. They wouldn't do it. So, straight away, I realised that the person I was speaking to was not a real person. Because why would they not do that? So, I came off webcam, right? I made some BS up, like, right, I need to do something, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I came off, and then I Googled this scenario, and I found out that it is what it is, what I thought it may be. And it is where women will target teenage lads, the ones that are vulnerable to this kind of stuff, and they will target teenage lads. And what they are trying to do is they are trying to get you to reveal yourself on webcam. And like the email says that I've been sent and told to read out, once you reveal yourself, immediately, and I've done a lot of looking into this, immediately, they're screen recording you, by the way. They're screen recording you at the same time. As soon as you've revealed yourself, the webcam changes, right? There's probably different variations of it. Like this email says it flipped round to show the middle-aged man. I don't know why that would be their method, because you've got an image of the man. But I've read a few different variations, and one of them is that the webcam stops and then it plays the screen recording back to you of what you've just done. So you're seeing yourself basically. And then I've read that they will find people on Facebook with the same surname and send you screenshots because they believe that's, and it's likely, they believe that's your family. So, like my surname Kelly, they might send, I'm just going to pull some random names out. Sarah Kelly, for example. They'll send a screenshot of Sarah Kelly or Ashley Kelly. And they go, if you do not send money to this account, I will post this on the internet and I'll send this to who they believe are your family. Now, I smelt this out. I smelt what was going on. Because this happened a couple of years ago. I'm 35. I'm not 15. So I was 33 at the time. They must have targeted me because I look so youthful. But they, on a serious note, there is a lot of youngsters that are falling for this. There's a lot of people these days in this generation now, this younger generation, the generation that is represented in adolescence. I think this is why it's a great time to make this video. That have low self-esteem, that are lonely, that are locked in their rooms. There also is a knock-on effect from COVID. People of a certain age that went through COVID and were kept away from people, they've got a lot of social problems and anxieties and stuff like that now. So they're easily targeted. And if you don't send money, they threaten to send whatever you've done to your whoever they've picked out on your Facebook, so whether it be your mum, your sister, your brother. Now, can you imagine the terror and the fear of that happening? So looking further into this and going on forums about has this happened to anybody? Now, once I'd sniffed out what was going on, I knew something was dodgy. Once I sniffed out what was going on, I looked into it. I looked into A, what is this scam exactly? B, how common is it? And I found out that it's very, very common. But I think a lot of parents do not know about this because your teenager does not want to come up to you and let you know about this. This is why parents need to educate their teenagers on this scam. Because they're very unlikely to come up to you and tell you about it because of the shame and the fear and the guilt and the embarrassment. But they need to know that it is going on. So, looking further into, I wanted to find out who has actually fell for it, but more so, who has actually sent money. And there is so many people that have sent money to these scammers. Guess what? They don't go away. People have been told that if you send me X amount of money, then I'll move on and I won't post it anywhere. They have got you on a fishing rod. As soon as you send money, yeah, that's it. Give an inch, take a mile scenario. They've got you. They ain't going away. You are a victim, right? They will keep coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back for more, for more, for more. And people are terrified. People absolutely terrified about this. They don't want their mum to know what they've just done. You might be 14 years old on webcam to this beautiful woman. Do you want to go up to your mum and say what you've just done? don't think you really would want to do that. Send more money and more money and more money and more money and more money. And so there's no money left. And you've got no money left. Find the money. And then, sadly, there comes to a point where many, many youngsters have took their own lives because of this. They thought there's no way out. There's nowhere to go. There is no money. They're stuck. They're absolutely stuck because they don't have the money to send. They feel like they can't go to their parents. What do? And people took their own lives because there was some absolutely disgusting scumbags in this world. Excuse my language, right? Fucking evil. They're absolutely evil. And they don't care who they're targeting. Whether it's a 13, 14, 15-year-old, whether it's a man who's 33, like when they tried to target me. They don't give a shit. They don't care if you top yourself. They just want money. Looks like they're all based like overseas, like all over the show in like the Far East. It's all happening over there, miles away. In like, kind of like call centres. You've got classic scams that happen in call centres. And this is another scam. And it's literally deadly. It is literally deadly and it is happening. It is happening right now. So I really appreciate that email coming through because, like I said, I mean, some of you may have seen the video that I made a few years ago about this scam. But then, like I said, I took it down because the quality was shite. But I'm really glad I got this email because it's so important. It's really, really important. And with Adolescence, the TV show at the moment being the biggest show in the world, and the talk about what's happening with that generation, what's happening in their culture, what's happening with their self-esteem and their beliefs, and what are they watching on the internet, and what are they consuming, and you think they're safe in their bedroom. Not only could they be absorbing radicalized information that could radicalize them, but they could be sat there on webcam, lonely, feeling ugly with no self-esteem, and then up pops a friend request from this really attractive lady. And then before they know it, they're on webcam. They're getting excited because this lady's doing what she's doing. They start doing what they're being asked to do by the lady. And then the next thing, it's they find out they've been scammed, and it's send me money, send me money, send me money. And like I said, youngsters are topping themselves. I think it does happen to teenage girls as well. But I think teenage lads are more susceptible to fall for this. So I wanted to raise awareness of this scam, sextortion. It is going on around the world, and you will unlikely have heard of it because, like I said, your teenagers aren't going to be coming up to you to let you know what's just happened. So get to them first before this can happen to them. Warn them about it. Show them this video. Show them this video. I think it's very, very, very important because it literally can save lives. So share this video. Like this video. Comment if you're aware of this scam. Comment if anyone you know has been affected But most importantly, if you have got teenagers, let them know about this scam. Warn them about being added by much older, attractive ladies, or men. It might happen with teenage girls. It probably does, but like I said, I don't think it'd be as common. It may be, I don't know. But warn them about being added by these really, really attractive people. And what are the odds that they're going to choose you to, they're that attractive that they're going to go out of their way to add you, to get you on webcam, to get you on Messenger, to then go on webcam, to reveal themselves. It's one of them. If it feels too good to be true, then it's probably not true. It's not real. So warn them about that. Warn them about just anyone that is adding them on Facebook or on the other platforms. Like, advise them to really question it. Do I know them? Something to look out for as well. Sorry, I nearly forgot this. Something to look out for is when they add you, right? Look at their mutual friends. Look how many friends they've got. Look at their pictures, their profile pictures. If they've got no mutual friends, well, that's a bit of a flag, isn't it? Or if they've got one or two mutual friends, then message that mutual friend and say, do you know this person? And they might say, I've got no idea, but they've just tried to get me on webcam. Do you know what I mean? These conversations need to be had, and then these techniques and stuff like that can help the generation of today who are having a real shit time of it, I think. These scams are going on. The social media is just destroying self-esteem, and they're not going out like we used to go out in the streets as much. And I feel really sorry for them. I feel really sorry for them that they're growing up in this age of TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram, and with these scams going on. Scary, innit? Scary. And it really, the reason I'm really passionate about this warning and this message and trying to fucking protect. I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and I've said it before. It's scary. I don't mind saying this. I'm scared about her growing up in this. What's the next 10 years going to bring with the internet? Where's it going to go? So it's a scary time with the internet, social media age, and how the internet is now. So yeah, there you go. That's the message I wanted to deliver today. Thank you for the email. It's really made me think, God, I need to do that video again. So thank you. Yeah, and like I said, the main thing here is I wouldn't do what you want, but I wouldn't go and ask, has this happened to you? Because it's quite an embarrassing thing for a teenager to admit to the parents. But let them know what's going on. Let them know that this scam exists and the warning signs that are there. Why is this really, really attractive older lady adding you? Why is she revealing herself on webcam? Why would you be so lucky? I'll say it one more time. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. So there you go. Sextortion is real. Sextortion is a scam which is taking people's lives because the victims of this do not know where to turn to. It's getting a bit windy in here. The victims don't know where to turn to, and sadly, some of them turn to taking their own lives. And these absolute bastards are profiting and making money, and they don't give a shit about what happens to these teenagers that they're targeting. They don't care. They don't give two hoots at all. They just want their money. So, there you go. Do with that information what you will. I'm glad I've made this video. Thank you once more for the email. Hopefully it's beautiful around the country for everybody else today. It's pretty crazy that this is Manchester. It's like the Bahamas out there. So yeah, whatever you do today, have a great day. And as always, peace out.